This morning I woke up at 6 o'clock. No alarm. No one is calling my name. Just the first light of the day pressing through the old curtains, and Oliver, my 14-year-old cat, scratching at the bedroom door, demanding his breakfast. I lay still for a moment, and I listened to the sounds of the house, and I felt fine. Not fine in the way you say it through gritted teeth, fine in the way that is quiet and whole and asks for nothing more. I am 94 years old. My husband Arthur died 22 years ago on a cold winter morning, and since that day I have lived alone in this same house. But that is not what I want to tell you. What I want to tell you is this. Right now, there may be someone watching this, maybe you, who lives alone, and instead of feeling lonely, you feel okay. You feel quiet. You feel lighter than you expected, but you don't dare say it out loud because the people around you keep looking at you with worried eyes and asking over and over, "Are you all right? Don't you get lonely?" And slowly, quietly, you start to wonder, maybe something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. After Arthur died, my daughter Sarah called every week trying to convince me to move in with her. Friends from church looked at me the way people look at a cracked vase, like I might shatter any moment. They whispered to each other, "Elmyra won't last long on her own." 22 years have passed. I am still here, and today I want to speak plainly to you with 94 years of living and 22 years of solitude behind me, and tell you this: silence is not your enemy. You simply haven't learned yet how to live inside it. Stay here with me. I'll show you how. Secret 1. Learn the difference between being alone and being lonely. They are not the same thing. Let me ask you something that perhaps no one has ever asked you directly. Have you ever felt your loneliest not when you were by yourself, but when you were surrounded by a crowd? I have seen it dozens of times. Women with perfect hair, laughing at the right moments, lifting their glasses at the right beats, but with eyes as empty as an unlived-in room. They were not lacking company. They were lacking something else entirely. Loneliness is not the absence of people. Loneliness is when you feel unseen, ununderstood, or worst of all, when you feel like a stranger inside your own life. I remember the first night after Arthur died. I sat at the dining table alone, just one place setting, the house so quiet I could hear the faucet dripping in the kitchen. I waited for the fear to arrive. It didn't come. What came instead was something strange. For the first time in a very long time, I felt genuinely present in my own life. Here is what no one tells you. For years, perhaps decades, you have been living on someone else's frequency, cooking on their schedule, staying up late on their worries, adjusting yourself to fit their expectations, and quietly, without noticing, you lost the signal of your own self. When you are finally alone, you begin slowly, imperfectly, to find it again. The right question is not, how many people did I see today? The right question is, did I truly connect with anyone today, including myself? Secret 2. Build your own rhythm, because without one, Time will hollow you out. I want to be honest with you about something. In the early days after Arthur died, the hardest time was not the evenings, it was the mornings. Mornings with no one clearing their throat in the bathroom next door. No smell of his coffee. Nothing requires me to get out of bed. That is the most dangerous moment for someone living alone. When nothing pulls you upright, your thoughts begin to fill the silence, and they are not always kind. So I built a rhythm, not a packed schedule to kill time. A sequence of small, deliberate acts that said to my body and my mind, this day has meaning. This day is worth beginning. 6 in the morning. I boil the water. I make Earl Grey the tea that Arthur never liked the smell of. I make it every morning now. Then I sit in the old wingback chair and watch the first light crawl across the wooden floor for 30 minutes. No phone, no news, just light and breathing. People call that boring. I call it the anchor that keeps me tethered to life. When you live alone without any rhythm, the days begin to blur and melt. You look back and can't remember how you spent the last 3 weeks. Your rhythm is not a cage. It is proof that your life has shape, has direction, and has someone in charge of it. That someone is you. Secret 3. Stop living temporarily in your own home. Let me ask you something. Is there anything in your home right now being saved for a special occasion? The beautiful set of dishes was only brought out for guests. The expensive perfume is used only when going out. The good outfit hanging in the wardrobe waiting for an evening worthy of it, an evening that somehow never arrives. I did that for 10 years after Arthur died. I ate from a chipped bowl. I wore the same worn house clothes all day because no one's watching anyway. There were no flowers in the house, no candles, nothing that said a person is genuinely living here. Then, one Friday afternoon, I walked past a market stall and saw a small bunch of yellow chrysanthemums. I bought them. I brought them home. I set them on the dining table, took out the good porcelain dishes, and ate dinner alone from them that evening, and I cried. Not from sadness, but because I realized I had spent 10 years treating myself like an unwelcome guest in my own home. Every day you eat from a chipped bowl, wear your oldest clothes because no one is watching, and keep the beautiful things locked away in drawers. You are sending a message deep into your own subconscious. I am only worth caring for when someone is there to witness it. That is not true. You are worth caring for every single day without an audience. Secret 4. Have one living thing that needs your presence. Oliver is 14 years old. The fur around his muzzle has gone gray. He sleeps more now and walks more slowly. Sometimes I look at him and think we are very much alike, both old, both dependent on each other, both needing very little to feel content. On the winter mornings when my joints ache and every part of me wants to stay buried under the blankets, the small sound of Oliver at the bedroom door is the only thing that gets me up. He doesn't know I'm hurting. He only knows it's breakfast time, and I need to show up for him. That is something people overlook when they talk about living alone. The feeling of being needed. Not needed by many people, not needed by society, just needed by one small living thing that looks forward to your presence every morning. It doesn't have to be a pet. It could be the rosemary plant on your windowsill, waiting to be watered. The sparrows in the garden who have learned your schedule, who arrive at the same time each afternoon because they know you will be there. These small living things do not ask much of you. They only need you to show up. And that showing up day after day, without fail, is what keeps your soul from drifting loose. Secret 5. Open a window for the thoughts inside before they suffocate you. When you live alone, your mind does what it has always done. It thinks. But with no one to speak to, those thoughts begin to circle. The circles grow smaller, tighter, darker. I have a blue-covered notebook. I call it Conversations with Arthur. Every evening I write a few lines not about grief, but about the small things of the day. Today I saw a bushy-tailed squirrel on the old oak branch outside. Today I learned how to fix the leaking kitchen faucet on my own. Today, the sky was a shade of blue that I used to call, when I was young, the color of good things coming. Writing does something strange and necessary. It forces the thoughts that are floating in your head to land, and once they land on the page, you can see them clearly. And most of the time, what you see is far less frightening than what you felt in the dark. You don't need to write beautifully. You don't need to write much. You only need to open that window a little each day, so the air inside can move. You will surprise yourself. You will discover that you are a far more interesting company than you ever gave yourself credit for. The chair across from me at the dining table is still empty. It has been empty for 22 years. I haven't moved it. I haven't put anything on it. I leave it empty because that emptiness reminds me that Arthur was once there, that our 47 years together were real, and that I was truly, deeply loved for a very long time. Missing someone and being lonely without someone, those are two entirely different aches. I carry Arthur with me inside the quiet. I don't run from him into noise. If you are living alone and the world keeps looking at you like something that needs to be rescued, please hold on to this. From an old woman who has seen quite enough of life to know, there is nothing wrong with you. Nothing broken in your choosing. You are simply learning to claim something that very few people have the courage to admit they want. That silence, when you know how to tend to it, is one of the deepest forms of freedom a human being can possess. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. Oliver is rubbing his head against my ankle. The kettle has begun to whistle. There is a small bunch of yellow chrysanthemums on the table. I bought them this morning at the market stall on the corner. There is no one here but me, and I am very happy. Live well, even if you are living alone, because the best friend you will ever have in this entire life is the person looking back at you in the mirror every morning. Goodbye for now.